Red Fox kept quiet for 30 years, but in 1991, just months before his death, he finally spoke about Nancy Kulp. The Beverly Hillbillies star and the Sanford and Son legend had a secret that Hollywood buried deep. It happened in 1968 at a Vegas hotel. Both were at their peak. What started as a chance meeting turned into something nobody expected. Foxx's confession shocked everyone who heard it. The tape stayed hidden until now. What he revealed about that night changes everything we thought we knew. Red Foxx was born on December 9th, 1922, in St. Louis, Missouri. His real name was John Elroy Sanford. From the moment he entered the world, life was hard. His family was so poor that as a child he would dig through trash cans, looking for food. This wasn't just once in a while. It happened often. Hunger was a daily battle. Sometimes he didn't eat for days. The Great Depression hit in 1929, making things even worse for black families like his. His mother, Mary Hughes, did all she could. She worked several jobs, but it was never enough. Foxx would later say, "We were so poor. We used to eat mayonnaise sandwiches and pretend it was steak." That kind of struggle shaped his humor. His comedy came from the harsh truths he knew too well. When he was only 3, his father, Fred Sanford, walked out on the family. This left his mother and grandmother to raise him and his brother, Fred Jr. His mother was part Seoul. She worked hard, cleaning houses and doing whatever it took to keep them going. The loss of his father hurt deeply, but it also pushed him to grow up fast. His mother and grandmother taught him to be sharp and tough. He turned his pain into jokes. The sadness and anger he felt showed up in his comedy. He made people laugh, but under the surface, there was always something real and raw. At school, they called him Smiley Sanford. No matter how bad things were, he could make people laugh. That became his way to escape. If he could make others happy, he could forget how hungry he was for a little while. His humor was more than fun. It was survival, and it set him on a path toward stardom. When he was 13, his family moved to Chicago's South Side. It was a lively place full of music and hope, but the poverty followed them. To help out, Sanford joined a band called the Four Bonbones. He played the wash board. They performed in clubs and on street corners, earning just enough for food and rent. It was here that he learned how to work a crowd, timing, rhythm, the feel of an audience. These things stayed with him for life. By 16, he was ready for more. With no money, hopped on a freight train and rode to New York City. It was a dangerous trip, but he wanted a chance. In Harlem, he had nothing. No home, no food. He slept in parks and empty buildings. He found work washing dishes at Jimmy's Chicken Shack. It was more than just a job. It was a front row seat to greatness. He watched stars like Billie Holiday and Charlie Parker up close. Night after night, he soaked it all in. Harlem's music and comedy scene lit a fire in him. This was where John Sanford started to become Red Fox. It's almost hard to imagine, but two young men who would change America in completely different ways first met while scrubbing dishes in a noisy Harlem kitchen. Red Fox and Malcolm X were just trying to survive. They worked at Jimmy's Chicken Shack in the 1940s. The pay was low. The work was rough, but somehow they found friendship. In all that mess, Malcolm would later call Red the funniest dishwasher on this earth. That was no small praise coming from a man who rarely joked. The two young men shared more than work. Both had reddish hair that made them stand out in Harlem streets. People called them Chicago Red and Detroit Red, nicknames that tied them to their hometowns and their fiery hair. Together, they hustled, joked, and stuck by each other's side. Red trusted Malcolm more than anyone. They even dressed the same in bright zoot suits, always looking sharp despite their struggles. Life was tough, and sometimes they had nowhere to sleep. When that happened, they climbed to the rooftop of 707 Street Nicholas Avenue. There, hundreds of pounds of old newspapers became their bed. Red used to say those papers kept them warmer than anything else. Nights on that rooftop weren't just about staying warm. They were about survival, loyalty, and sharing the dream of a better future. Together they faced the dangers of Harlem streets. If one got into a fight, the other was there. Without question, those experiences shaped Red's humor. He learned early how to use jokes to survive, to connect, and to challenge a world that didn't care about young black men like them. That raw street humor became the heart of Red's comedy. It was sharp, honest, and often shocking. He didn't hide from tough subjects like race or injustice. Instead, he made people laugh at them, hoping that maybe laughter could lead to change. He once said, "If I can get you to laugh at it, maybe you can deal with it." That fearless style started in those Harlem days with Malcolm by his side, and it stayed with him all his life. Red's bold spirit showed early. When the military tried to draft him during World War II, he didn't want to go. He came up with a dangerous plan. Right before his physical, he ate half a bar of soap. His heart raced, and the doctors thought something was seriously wrong. They rejected him on the spot. It was risky, but it worked. That act of defiance was just the start of the boundary pushing choices that would define him. In 1942, things started to change. Red got his first real break as a master of ceremonies at a Baltimore club. He earned $40 a night. Good money back then. That's when he chose the name that would become famous, Red Foxx. He added the extra X to make it stick in people's minds. The name was perfect for a man who always stood out. By 1947, Red had teamed up with another rising star, Melvin "Slappy" White. Together they built a comedy act that broke the rules. At a time when black performers were expected to wear blackface, Red and Slappy refused. They wanted to make people laugh without degrading themselves. Slappy played the straight man, and Red brought the wild, quick wit. Crowds loved it. They became a hit on the Chitlin circuit, playing to packed houses where black audiences could see comedy that respected them. For 4 years, they ruled that world, even performing at the legendary Apollo Theater. But in